For you to start with as well.
Donna, that's really great. And how many are you getting? You're getting a 4-piece. You're getting the passion fruit, the mango, the orange, and the red. Okay, we've been told, we mentioned this earlier, and a lot of you jumped in and started ordering as we expected, so we're gonna go ahead and start talking about it. In the last 2 minutes, about 100 orders came in. We have about 800 remaining. Gardenias, I think, I've tried to put into words why we love gardenias so much. There's something about that, the look that represents harmony and kind of innocence and purity, and then that scent, which is a mixture. There's a little bit of sweetness of maybe citrus or creamy. It's just beautiful. Take a look at what you're getting today. Again, from Leaf and Petal, your gardenia, $24.95 here. There are so many blooms on here.
And this is just an amazing piece, and this is incomparable. This is by far the most fragrant filled plant that we offer. And I'll never forget it, the first time I smelled a gardenia. I had just moved down to Florida from Michigan, and my husband and I were checking out this new little resort in the area, and we got there, and one of the workers handed me the gardenia. It took my breath away. It is such a beautiful, rich fragrance. And this is gonna be blooming from early spring all the way through the fall. This has these dark green, glossy leaves. And you can put this in the ground if you live in the South, right? We call it zones, right?
Sure.
8 to 10. But this is gonna be perfectly fine to come inside the house. But this is a special kind of gardenia. This is our button gardenia. This one in particular, and remember, that's what we say, we are trying to get you the best plants, goes crazy with blooms, and blooms consistently and vigorously all the way from early spring through the fall.
Oh, that's incredible. To have this look, there's something romantic about these, there's something pure about these as well. A couple of things I want to remind you of. $5.50 shipping is all you're going to pay for all of your live plants. So if you're shopping live plants, if you picked up the Today's Special, if you picked up the gardenia, you picked up the amaryllis, $5.50 is the max you're going to pay for shipping. Speaking of everything you're picking up today, the Leaf and Petal plant food, it's going very quickly. And I just need to remind you, my producer's telling me you need to remind them because don't want you to miss out. Leaf and Petal plant food. It's 50 count of the little pods, makes it easier. We call it the bloom booster. You see it right there on your screen. I would jump in and grab that as well. Okay, the gardenias, what's it gonna look like when we get it?
Yep, this is exactly it, right? So it's actually a nice small shrub. And by the way, this is never gonna get too big. I mean, maybe 2-3 feet if you put it in a nice size container. I'd like to put mine in the ground, but of course I live in the South, so just keep that in mind. You can, you can bring it inside during the cold winter months, or you can treat it like an annual, right? You can just have it for 1 year. But I really wish that you could find a way to put it in a container and then you winter it inside the house. The bigger the container, the bigger it will get, but it's gonna come to you already with beautiful new foliage on it, and within the first 4 to 6 weeks, you're gonna start to see, that bigger new growth, and then eventually by, early summer, you're just gonna have, it's gonna be covered with blooms in that very, very first year. Just give it some water, right? I really, really wanna make sure that you guys nurture these plants in their first year. That's when those roots are really trying to find their way and they're getting established. So we're sending you super healthy plants, but just like you, plants are very relatable to humans. They need water first and foremost, so we want to make sure we water it, but they also need the food, and that's where the fertilizer comes in. So we are going to kind of baby and nurture them. It just doesn't have to be quite as intense as taking care of a little toddler or a baby.
Not quite as intense. You're getting so much back as well. A couple of things I need to tell you. This is taking off very quickly. I said a second ago we had 800 remaining. I think we have 750 remaining now. I'm going to ask my producer, how many? 695 now. Okay, I'm gonna put that on the screen so you can see how many we have left. It's going very quickly here. This is your opportunity to lock it in, right? To get these. Again, if you're up north and it's still cold, we won't even ship it to you until that weather changes, until it's ready for you to take it outside and plant it. I'm gonna show you that map right here. Again, find where you live. Are you down here with us in Florida, maybe in the Midwest or even up north? If you're up north, it's gonna be May before we ship it to you, but don't wait until May to try to find it, to try to buy it. We won't have it. I mean, this is gonna sell out probably today. So you can lock in your order, not even gonna charge you until we ship this out to you. And then you will have one of the most sought after plants. Everyone knows gardenia, right? You may talk about other plants and be like, oh, I like this color. When you say gardenia, everyone has a sensory image of gardenia, of that smell, of that look. As I said earlier, there's so many beauty products that have gardenia. Everyone's trying to capture that gardenia. You're gonna have the real deal right now, $24.95.
And I'm telling you, if you have never smelled a gardenia, you're going to be blown away.
Sure.
This is the most fragrant flower that we are presenting at Leaf and Petal. It blooms prolifically. It's super easy to grow. You can bring it inside during the winter. Excellent for patios if you're a city dweller and you have, you know, like just a little balcony or a patio. It likes full sun, but it can easily take part shade as well. Just give it some water every once in a while. Take care of it, nurture it in that first year. It's gonna get nice and established. But trust me, you're going to want to spend as much time around this plant as possible. You pick them off and you smell them, and if you have company over to your house and you grab one and hand it to them, their minds will be blown.
That's a good tip.
Yep.
Look at that. That's what you get from professional gardener, landscape artist.
A little manipulative in a good way.
No, it's lovely. It's great. I want to remind you, because a lot of you are picking up multiples here. I also want to speak to our first-time customers. Carrie, we have so many first-time customers shopping with us this hour who actually picked up. 80 of you made this your very first purchase at HSN. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Perhaps you just tuned into HSN today. Perhaps you've been shopping with us for a while, and today is your day. Maybe they're first-time gardeners. I love, because I know the feeling I had a couple of years ago when I first met you and I started gardening. That feeling, that kind of joy, that anticipation, and getting one of the most iconic kind of flowers and blooms here. This is the gardenia. So I want to say congratulations. Oh, 550 remaining. You see it right there on your screen. Again, you're locking in your reservation. You're locking in your order. If you're in the south, you're going to be getting this pretty soon. If you're more up north, it'll be a couple of months when the weather changes. But you have to lock it in right now. We're going to go for another 30 seconds here, and then I think that's going to be it. These are going to be gone with the amount of people we have on the phone, so I really want you to lock in. I think when we said gardenia, everybody has, I know I do, a sensory image, and I can smell it, and I can see it, and I immediately connect to it, right?
Oh, and I mean, I'm talking about if you have this close to your front door and you walk outside, the smell is just so fragrant, but it's natural, right? Sometimes strong scents, especially artificial ones, they make me sick. Sure. This is so natural and sweet, and the perfume just fills the air. And again, it's drawing in those pollinators. It's just a special plant, and I just love the dark, glossy green foliage on it. Easy to take care of. And again, a special variety, this button variety, which is gonna give you more and more blooms than ever before.
More blooms. Oh, just the gift that keeps on giving here. Okay, all right, there's less than 500, about 450. They're going so fast. We're gonna have to move on. A lot of people on the phones. I would use the item number or use the QR code.